So sometimes riders will come and they'll start like leaning this way to try to get their horse to move over, or leaning to the other side, which is incorrect. Remember, it's a leg yield, it's not a body yield. Hello everyone, in this video we are talking about leg yield. What is a leg yield? I'm going to help you understand the definition of a leg yield, the aids for a leg yield, the prerequisites that you need for a leg yield, and some exercises to help you introduce a leg yield. So also, if you want to learn more about leg yields, if you're having trouble with them or want to introduce them, teach them to a young horse, check out the description below. I have a workshop on leg yields. So this is Mercurio, and a leg yield is an exercise that is a two-track movement where your horse is going to be crossing their legs. In the leg yield, it's important that the legs are crossing in front and that your horse is moving forward and sideways in a leg yield. Your horse should be just slightly flexed to the inside, but they don't have bend in their body. So that's one difference between the leg yield and shoulder in or haunches in. In shoulder in and haunches in, your horse has bend in the body. In a leg yield, your horse is straight from the poll to the tail, and they just have a slight flexion to the inside. So first thing is I'm going to get my inside rein just a tiny bit shorter so I can flex my horse to the inside. I should be able to see a little bit my horse's eyelashes and maybe his nostrils on the inside. Then the aids for the leg yield are my inside leg is pushing him over. I'm sitting just slightly more on the inside seat bone. My outside leg is just slightly behind the girth, and my outside rein is keeping him from over bending in the neck. In the leg yield, your inside aids create, so your inside leg creates the energy to move over, your inside rein creates flexion, your outside aids receive, so your outside aids keep the horse from over bending and also keep the horse stepping forward. So now at the trot, same thing. My inside rein is flexing him slightly to the inside, my inside leg is pushing him over. My outside rein and leg are controlling the outside of his body and making sure that he steps forward. Remember that the leg yield is a forward and a sideways movement. So now I'm going to change directions and I'm going to do the leg yield off of my right leg. Let me know in the comments, is it harder to do a leg yield off the right leg or off the left leg on your horse? Every horse is a little different. So for the leg yield to the left off my right leg, my right rein is asking him to flex just a little bit to the inside. My left rein is controlling that he doesn't overbend. My right leg is the dominant aid to be pushing his inside hind leg over. So I really want to see that his legs are crossing and that he's staying parallel, more or less to the long side when I'm doing this leg yield. Good boy. So some of the prerequisites that are really important for a leg yield, if you're having trouble with a leg yield, go back and make sure, like here I can feel like, hey, he's not quite in front of my leg. So your horse needs to be round and in front of the leg, where I need to be able to just trot and not have to keep him going with my leg all the time, and have him round and through on the bit. Because if your horse is above the bit and they're not using their back, it's going to be impossible to do a leg yield. So if your leg yields aren't working well, just go back to your trot, get your horse in front of the leg, get your horse round, then start the leg yield. What are the most common faults in leg yields? The most common fault that I see is this, where the horse just overbends, the rider pulls too much on the inside rein, and then the horse falls through the outside shoulder because I've forgotten my outside rein, and he no longer was crossing his legs. He was just kind of making a diagonal to the side. Another common mistake that I see in leg yields is horses that either speed up or slow down. So sometimes in a leg yield, your horse will just come to the walk and you'll be like kicking and kicking, which I'm not doing. I'm just softly putting my leg on him. But that the horse will slow down and lose impulsion or lose roundness. And the final biggest mistake that I see happen in leg yields is riders that really lose their position. So sometimes riders will come and they'll start like leaning this way to try to get their horse to move over, or leaning to the other side, which is incorrect. Remember, it's a leg yield, it's not a body yield. So if you're struggling with any of these evasions in your leg yield, definitely check out the workshop. There's a lot of great content in there to help fix all of these problems. I'm just going to do a few different types of leg yields. So you can do a leg yield across the diagonal. There I basically turn him on the diagonal, and I'm just going to leg yield all the way across. Boy. You can do a leg yield with the head to the wall. So you're going to cut the corner. You're going to flex your horse slightly to the outside, and you're going to travel down the rail at about a 45-degree angle. This is the same thing. In this head to the wall leg yield, my right leg is considered my inside leg, and I'm pushing him into my left rein. Oh boy. And then the final place where you can do a leg yield is actually on a circle. So one of my favorite exercises to work on suppleness is the spiral in and leg yield out. I have a video that shows you the spiral in and out exercise. So I'm going to spiral into a 10-meter circle, and then I'm going to leg yield out and think about pushing his haunches more out than his shoulders. So I'm really getting that crossing over onto the bigger circle line. So that's everything that you need to know about leg yields. It's a super fun movement. It really helps to get your horse more supple using their top line. It also will help to improve your horse's gaits. If you have a horse that is a little bit short and choppy in the trot, a leg yield is a really good exercise to teach your horse to take a longer step and to get a little bit more expression and suspension in their strides. So give me a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when I post a new video every single Wednesday, so that you can keep learning more about different dressage movements and different dressage terms. Thanks so much for watching.